Hi, good evening to Dr. Chekicha. Before I start, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Nur Mastura Rizki Janal and my metric number is EX03564. Today, I would like to present my final year proposal, which my thesis title will be The Relationship Between Mental Health, Occupational Balance, and Work-Life Balance on Performance Among Employees Working from Home during COVID-19. And this proposal will be covered three chapters, which is chapter 1 and the chapter 3. And chapter one will be the background of the study. In December 2019, COVID-19 was first detected in the city of Wuhan, China, and the disease has spread rapidly since then. In the context of work from home, according to Hale at AL 2020, have agreed that every government in more than 150 countries has adopted work from home as a solution to breaking the infection and the spread of this devastating virus. And also, work from home in Malaysia recently increased its prominence when the Ministry of Health released the 2020 Movement Control Order, advisories under the Infectious Disease Prevention and Control Act 1988 and the Police Act 1967. And according to UNDP, there is a finding from a work from home experience in response to COVID-19 global health crisis in Malaysia 2020, which is the 54% of respondents said that their quality of life improved as a result of work from home. 30% reported a decrease, and while 50% reported no change. And according to Gallup 2020, nearly two-thirds of US workers who have been working remotely during the pandemic would like to continue to do so. In all, 34% of those who have worked remotely, 30% would like to do so because of a concern about COVID-19, and another 35% said that they would like to return to working at their office. And according to RISA 2020, many have accepted this change and realized that even if the COVID-19 pandemic ends, things will still change. And one of them is the pattern of work from home. And there will be three problem statements in this study. The first one will be researchers analyze working from home and its consequences in various disciplines like business and economics, environmental science, or psychology. And research conducted by Leni Mardiana, Samsul Hidayat, and Hamidah 2020 found that work from home has a significant effect on employee performance. In this case, because of the various indicators in work from home, namely work rules, work communications, facilities, and assessment, effectively and efficiently, it will determine the realizations of optimal employee performance as targeted as a company goal. In other words, the good and bad implementation of work from home during COVID-19 pandemic will have an impact on employee performance. And the last one, home working can increase permeability of the boundary between work and family as well, which causing attempts to juggle work and family schedule to become more difficult. And since work from home during COVID-19 is a new norm, there is a limitations, and no similar studies have been done in exploring the consequences affecting employee performance during pandemic. However, a study that relates to my research study could be a research conducted by Leni Madiana, Samsul Hidayat, and Hamidah 2020. And this is the research questions and research objective of this research, which this objective in this research study is to identify the significant relationship between mental health, occupational balance, and work-life balance, and employee performance among work-from-home employees during COVID-19 pandemic. And there will be three research questions in this study, which is what is the relationship between mental health, occupational balance, and work-life balance, and work from home towards individual employee performance during COVID-19 pandemic. And this is the significance of the study. Both practical and theoretical significance of the study will be covered in this study, which for practical, this research is to examine if there is an effect to the employee performance if the individual employees work from home, and also to understand the problem of work from home employees which affecting their mental health and work-life balance. For the theoretical part, according to Maslow hierarchy of needs, psychology needs safety, love, and belonging, self-esteem, and self-actualization. The study also attempts to evaluate the impact of work from home, each of these needs and employee performance. And by pursue three variables in this study, which is mental health, occupational balance, and work-life balance, by supported by Maslow's need theory, which to address that the variable is actually needs to apply Maslow theory in order to achieve employee performance. And this is the definitions of terms, which is employee performance, work from home, mental health, occupational balance, and work-life balance will be covered in this, will be totally covered in this research study. Moving on to chapter two, which is the literature review. The theories that will be used in this research study will be Maslow hierarchy of needs. Like I mentioned just now in the significance of the study, uh, according to Maslow, and theory outline 5 hierarchical needs that could also be applied to the organizations and the performance of its employee, which relate to my study. It will be 3 hypothesis development, and this hypothesis development will be conducted by my independent variables, which is mental health, occupational balance, and work-life balance. And for hypothesis 1, there is a negative relationship between mental health on work from home employees to employee performance during COVID-19 pandemic. And for hypothesis 2, there is a negative relationship between occupational balance on work from home employees to employee performance during COVID-19 pandemic. And there is a negative, for hypothesis 3, there is a negative relationship between work-life balance on work from home employees to employee performance during COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, moving on to the conceptual framework. In these studies, there will be 3 hypotheses that has been introduced to test the relationship between the independent variables and the dependent variables, which is the independent variables is the mental health, occupational balance, and work-life balance towards an employee performance by following theories of Maslow theory of needs. Okay, moving on to chapter 3 will be the research methodology. So first, the research design in this study will be conducting as a quantitative research method. And the population target respondents of this study will be online questionnaire that will be distributed to more than 100 respondents, which include employees that are working from home during COVID-19 pandemic. And for the sampling strategy, this study will be conducting a non-job probability sampling technique with purposive and judgmental approach. And the location that will be covered in this research study will be all employees that are work from home at the government sector and private central region in Malaysia. And there will be 200 respondents targeted at this time, with time estimated to collect the data within like 4 weeks for this research study. Moving on to research onion. So this research onion, the first layer will be the research philosophy. So this research philosophy will be conducting as a positivism that assume the information is depends on the topic being tested. And by using positivism philosophy, means other researchers can also take to find the same outcome. And the second layer will be deductive research approach, which it aims at testing an existing theory and verify if there is a true a specific context, and by using only one survey method, which is a mono method. And the third layer will be survey, which is this study will be conducting an online survey to gather the information. And the last but not least is the data collections will be used as a secondary data and a questionnaire. Okay, moving on to measurements. There will be this will be the sample items that I will be putting on my questionnaire, and reference from past study as well. Okay. Last but not least is the data analysis. This data analysis will be conducting by in this research study will be conducting by IBM SPSS version 26.0, and it will collect a descriptive analysis, reliability test, validity test, and also multiple regression analysis. And I think that's all for me. Thank you very much to Dr. Jane.